If you look back on your life and look back, say, 5 years or 10 years, maybe even 20 years, what would you tell yourself? Well, I'd start with lottery numbers, obviously, but that's no help here. It's interesting to think back about moments and decisions you made in the past and how you might have handled it differently at that time. What I would tell my former self. One of the key lessons is not a particular decision per se, but actually the general attitude. One thing that many young people or people who haven't figured out their life yet, which could be at any age, is they don't have a clear purpose or an attitude to find their purpose in life. Now, when we say purpose, what we mean is what you are going to do with your life. What are you striving to achieve and who you want to be as a person? If you asked anyone if they want to be successful, they would say yes. But how many people could definitely, with minimal thought, define what that success actually means to them? When we say with minimal thought, there is plenty of thought that has been done, but they have done that thought carefully. So if they were put on the spot, they could easily say, this is what I am working towards. Regardless of what you want to be in life, in order to get there, you need to define what success is to you. Now, that isn't easy if you haven't experienced a lot or tried various things to find out what it is you enjoy and what you want to be. So the first thing I would tell my younger self is to experiment with a lot of different things to find out what I enjoy. Speeding up the process to find out what you enjoy and then deciding to work towards that. Then working backwards from where you want to be to define what that looks like in terms of 5 years' time, 1 year's time, month to month, and even day to day. One key part of this is also you have time to fail and don't be afraid to fail. You have so much time ahead of you. There are plenty of chances to start again and learn from your failures. So keep failing until you get it right and understand that even major failures today will be something that you forget about in the future. On the social dynamics level, if I could go back to high school or even late teens, 20s, I would tell myself that everyone is uncomfortable. No one really feels as though they fit in. So accepting that feeling and being social anyway, people will enjoy being around you. People are looking for leaders and gravitate to people who make things easier for them. They want to make friends too, or date someone of value to. So if you can take the leadership for people, make friends, then connect others, then people will value that and gravitate towards someone who improves their life. The bigger your social circle, the more you can connect people, and in turn, more likely are going to connect you with others. The more value you are adding to others, the more value they will likely provide back to you. Obviously, that's not guaranteed, but in general, the sooner you instill positive mindset, take an attitude to improve yourself and implement positive actions and create patterns of taking action, the more ingrained it will be in your lifestyle. That's not to say if you're older, you can't adapt a positive mindset or patterns of positive actions if you haven't been doing so yet. But obviously, the sooner you do, the more time you will have with those positive patterns and mindsets. It's often quoted, the most common thought people on their deathbed say is, it's not what they did they regret, it's what they didn't do. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, but when someone says that, it's quite hard to actually implement. So that's where building a mindset around taking positive action and creating patterns of taking positive actions. Accept that for many people, it's not easy to go all in and immediately change everything. So it's not productive to get angry with yourself for not doing everything right straight away. Instead, celebrate the small wins, even if you took slight action today that you didn't before. Be happy with that and build on it. If you don't run or walk, but today you run only 100 meters, well, that's still 100 more. Now, can you build on that tomorrow and push it to 200 or even 500? Is it a solid workout? Obviously not, but it is something, and it's something more than nothing. If you get into a pattern of doing at least something, then it will push you forward, and eventually you will get yourself to the point where running only 600 meters, for example, is nothing. So you start to push yourself to a mile or 2 kilometers. This mindset can be adapted to any part of life. Do you have 5 minutes to learn something new? It's a very minimal amount of time to invest. You are probably going to waste that time anyway, so why not? You do 5 minutes every day. In 1 week, it's already been 35 minutes. Over a year, it's 30 hours and 20 minutes. Small actions repeated daily add up. So what if you push it to 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day? All of a sudden, you can learn entire new skills that would add to your success. Over 5 to 10 years, that becomes months of the equivalent of full-time work. Small steps build momentum into big steps. And small steps don't take a lot of effort in the moment, but when combined, they add up to a large effort. Another key thing to do is to explore, see what's out there in the great big world. Challenge yourself to travel to new and unique places, experience new cultures, expose yourself to new perspectives on life. Learn that people in the other parts of the world do all different types of things differently. The more you open your mind to new and different ways of thinking, the more options you will have to adapt the way you live to be the success you want to be. One thing to keep in mind is that the way the world operates today won't be how it operates tomorrow. We don't have to go back too far before the internet wasn't a thing. Even on a year-to-year basis, how we use the internet changes dramatically. Realistically, if I went back 10 years and told myself I would be doing this, I wouldn't believe it. So what does this mean? We can almost guarantee whatever we figure out today will change at some point in the future. So it's not necessarily specifics that are necessarily of the utmost value over time. However, it's the mindset behind them and how we approach life and its challenges. We can't predict what will happen or how the world will change, but we can focus on what we can control, and that's our attitude, our focus on being our best selves and working towards being the person you want to be. Hit the like button and comment below and tell us what you would tell your former self. Subscribe for more videos like this.